Hello everybody, it's Joel from Silver Arrow Cars, and we're back with another great auction and a very interesting car. We're here on a very blustery, so please excuse the wind noise, day in Victoria, British Columbia. And this beautiful, very small car is our 1959 Devin C. These were built by a man named Bill Devin at Devin Enterprises out of the US. These were built and sold as either a kit car or a full car. This car was sold as a full car, not a kit car. It was sold by Bill Devin in the year 99/2000 through his friend Jeff Moore of the Automotive Archaeologists and their friend Tom Schrum. And if you look up anything to do with those three gentlemen, you'll find lots of history of them racing together and a close friendship, all to do with cars. So I'm going to walk you through this car. You'll see all the details in the auction, but this video is mostly to provide you with an idea of condition, paint, interior, to go along with all the photos that we provided in the auction. And if you'd like to know more information, please reach out to us, silverarrowcars.com, or pick up the phone if you'd like to give us a buzz. So, in recent years, you'll see the receipt. This car was refinished and painted red by a man by the name of Dave Bennett here in Victoria. It was painted red, and at the same time he did the interior. Not a lot of imperfections on the car. It only has 420 miles since being restored and refinished. Please excuse the dust, it's super windy down here. But the paint does have a very high gloss and shine to it. There's really not many imperfections to point out to you. Of course, these are fiberglass bodies, fitted to the ladder chassis. But paint condition across the entire car is very, very good. High shine to it. Limited amount of orange peel. A lot of this here is all the dust blowing up. It's very windy down here today. There's really no chips or anything to speak of across the hood of the car. Looking down the side of it, there's a little bit here in the door jamb, and that's probably just going to be from people getting in and out. There's a large noisy truck coming by, so please, we'll just take a break for a second. Again, a super dusty spot here, so I'm going to show you the interior before it gets covered in dust, and I've got to vacuum the entire car out. But when Bennett did all of the paint work, he also did the entire interior in leather. It's all hand-stitched leather across the entire dash, door panels, seats, and then rear cowl area behind the seats. New gauges were fitted to it, the Momo steering wheel with leather wrap all the way around it. Of course, it's got those custom Devin gauges. Speed is by GPS. You'll see 418 miles since the completion of the car in the mid-2000s. The 15-inch SSR wheels are in great shape. No damage to them. A little bit of oxidization on the rear wheels to note. But I think that would come up really quickly with some aluminum polish. The rear brake setup, from what I know and you'll see in the documents, is from a Toyota MR2, and then it's got Wilwood front brakes and calipers, vented discs. All the engine work was done, and you'll see all the receipts for that was done back in closer to 2008. It's the 2.7 liter Corvair flat 6 in it, and their approximation was about 225 horsepower. It does have a top, it does have windows that pop into these holes here, and I'll get a video back at the shop of that. It does have a cowl that goes around the back and snaps in. And now doing this with one hand is going to be challenging. There we go. So this is a pretty heavily modified 2.7 liter Corvair flat 6. It is completely distributorless. I believe with Haltech fuel injection. custom ECU. The thing sounds pretty deadly. It does pull hard, and it does it quite moderately through the 2500 to 4700 RPM range. It was completely balanced and blueprinted, and you'll see receipts for that. And then later on in life, after it was done, and sorry, all that engine work was done by a fellow in the US, I believe by the name of Ray Stedman, and it pulls very strong. You can tell a lot of custom work done. Custom headers as well. Provides a very raspy, very aggressive sound to it. Through the back, you'll see a little bit of texture here in the rear corner. I don't know if that's from the fiberglass or the paint prep, but overall the car presents extremely well. Looks like it was a very good paint job. A little chip in the paint here. Again, you're seeing some dust. I'm going to point out any of the scrapes, but there's very little. It's mostly dust just still in the car down here where it's really windy. Another chip there. But throughout the rest of the car, extremely good condition. Headlights and bezels in great shape. Turn indicators. It's a very, very cool car. It pulls very strong. It is a ton of fun to drive. And I don't know if you heard it in the drive video, but if you're considering a kit car maybe for a 356 replica, Speedster replica, for about the same money, maybe a bit more, you can own this car, which is an original, very unique, small production car, and is a ton of fun. Again, these were raced a lot, and that's kind of their bloodline, and they're a ton of fun. You'll see in the auction there's a whole bunch of paperwork. About $100,000 was spent on the car after it was purchased from Bill Devin in 2000 and then brought up to Canada a little later. But a ton of work done to the engine. Please look in the auction at all the receipts. Later on, he had a lot more work done to it by another local shop here, but everything was rebuilt. Transmission was rebuilt, the differential was rebuilt, engine was completely rebuilt by a Corvair specialist. It is a 66 matching numbers engine, aluminum block, aluminum heads. It's a 4-speed. What else can I tell you about it? Basically everything's been done in the car. I will say it probably could use a little bit of tuning at this point, but you get a couple pops and cracks from the exhaust, but most of that's going to be because it's got super short exhaust and headers on it. So please reach out if you have any questions on it. As I said, the car is in phenomenal condition. It's very hard to find one of these for sale. It is very fun to drive. It is road legal. It was titled in the US. We can send it back to the US. That's not a problem. If you have any questions, please reach out, silverarrowcars.com, or use the contact seller button in the auction. But if you're in the United States, we can ship this to you, no problem. We can get it titled down in Washington State if you'd like, or we can just export it. It is a 1959. Sorry. It is a 1959, so it exports to the US, no problem. And it is a US built car. Thank you again. And I hope you enjoy the driving video from all you can hear, as it was quite loud that day. But please reach out if you have any questions. This is an incredible car in incredible condition, and I don't think there's another one for sale in the United States. Thank you.